Hey, good morning. Welcome to Monday Monet Motivations. Today's April 30th, 2018. Today I kind of just wanted to do a recap on the videos I've done and kind of also talk a little bit about the brain and how the brain works and kind of tie a little bit all this together. If you're watching my videos for the first time, I named these after Claude Monet. He's an artist who would paint the same scene over and over and over. Because he felt that you could get a different piece of art depending on the mood of the day or the colors or the shadows, but that you could paint the same scene over and over and over and it still would be different each time. And a lot of artists thought he was crazy for this, but the reason I like this is because I'm trying to share some of my own thoughts and some of my own ideas that you may have heard before, that might already be something that you've even said before. But maybe I'd like to paint it in a new light, maybe give it a new twist, maybe help see a new way of thinking about it. And this helps motivate me. It kind of helps me talk through my ideas and it helps me incorporate them into my life more, and I'm hopefully going to share value. I've been posting these on YouTube also. I post them on Facebook first, but on YouTube later. There's not a whole lot of views there. I'm mostly putting it there just to be a place to have them all in documented. But if you would like to keep these videos coming in regularly, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then you'll get an email with it, or you can just wait for me to post every Monday morning. So the reason I kind of wanted to recap is because a lot of what I've been talking about has stemmed from my new morning that I've created. I've been really working on increasing the quality of my morning every day and slow, steady improvements. So a lot of my past videos I've talked about the journey to the moon, or I've talked about the power of the mind, or self-talk, how you can program your mind through morning affirmations, and a lot of these things. And I've seen a huge amount of value for this, and I really do feel like there's a huge amount of value in understanding the consistency, the steadiness of talking about good things in your mind. There's a book that I'm reading, it's in the other room. It's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And he basically says that if you program your mind, it'll start a snowball effect. If you speak to yourself in a way and create good programming in your mind, it will change the way you feel, which will change your attitude towards things, which will change your actions, which will change the results. And it's kind of a snowball effect, and it all has to do with how we talk to ourselves, how we talk about ourselves. I'm not good at lots of things. I'm not good at one thing. I'm only good at lots of things a little bit. Sometimes they're almost deceiving, that we don't realize that we're almost harming ourselves with some of the things that we tell ourselves. And the reason I wanted to bring all this up is because today I kind of wanted to talk about the brain. Something I read this morning in that book is about our brain doesn't really understand right from wrong. It doesn't know anything else but what we put into it. I've spent a lot of time studying music, and one thing I learned is that if you study a mistake, your brain doesn't know that it was a mistake, but if you're so used to just making the same mistake over and over and over, your brain will learn that that's the way the song goes. Your brain only knows what you program it, and it will remember and it will recall. And then another concept about the brain that I've learned through studying music is creating a place in your mind. Sometimes when you go to recall information, you get so used to either looking in a book trying to find it, because when you went to think of it, I can't remember, let me go look it up. Your brain gets used to that reflex as well. So then when you go to recall it later, your mind is used to going on. When you go to recall this information, you go look it up in a book. And these two concepts are huge, and I'd love to make an individual video about each of them. But for the sake of today, I just wanted it to apply to all these other videos I've been doing about the power of the mind, about the power of compounding, the power of small, steady persistence, and that your brain gets used to that as well. Your brain will get used to going, oh, this is getting hard, we need to stop and take a rest. Or your brain will get used to saying, you know what, this is getting tough, but now we're going to dig in more. Let's keep on. Or with the self-talk, your brain will get used to thinking, oh, this is really hard, I'm really horrible, I'm going to get down on myself. And your brain will think, well, that's what happens when we get tough. When things get stressful, we just tell ourselves we're horrible. But if you let your brain have power and you train it to know that when things get tough or when the monotony sets in, the only thing that you're going to do is continue forward, you'll program your brain to gain that momentum, to get used to those things. But it's all about you choosing to make your brain do those things. And that's kind of what the whole point of all my videos has been, is understanding that you have the choice to create your behaviors. You have the ability to program your mind and the ability to create momentum, but it takes effort. It takes specific programming. It takes entering information into your mind in a specific way. But if you do so, your brain will get used to it. It'll get to the point where it does it easier. It becomes easier, and the momentum will carry on. I encourage you to look at my other videos about momentum, about the power of the mind, and but I just kind of wanted, my video is a tiny bit longer than normal today, but I just wanted to encourage everybody out there to know the power of you. You have so much great power within you because you have a mind, and you can utilize it well, and I encourage you to do so. Good luck with your week.